Good morning, everyone. I'm Lynn, and I'm presenting on the topic Achieving a Tobacco-Free Generation Endgame, Reimagining the Implementation of Better Mass Tobacco Prevention Education. Firstly, I'd like to introduce the concept of tobacco endgame, first described by Professor Ruth Malone, who is the Chief Editor of Tobacco Control. Tobacco endgames are initiatives designed to change or eliminate permanently the structural, political, and social dynamics that sustain the tobacco epidemic in order to end it within a specific time. It recognizes that the tobacco epidemic is a systemic problem with multiple blind spots and not merely the poor health behavior choices of any individual. It envisions that tobacco is not to be accepted as a market product, and most importantly, there is a defined end date for the tobacco epidemic. In the original collation of tobacco endgames, majority focused on regulation through the tobacco demand and supply chain, as you can see in this figure. In comparison, our tobacco-free generation proposal focuses on children who have not started smoking. This strategy will not impose on current smokers and avoids the challenges arising from curbing the tobacco demand and supply chain present in current tobacco control measures. The original TFG ideology proposed phasing out tobacco products among children born in and after a predefined birth year. This approach has transformed into a social movement that is anchored on better tobacco prevention education and activating these generations to be tobacco free. There has been mounting evidence of increased receptiveness to positive messaging in tobacco prevention education among youths. In 2016, a qualitative analysis of Singaporean youth responses to anti-tobacco campaigns found youths responded favorably to campaigns with positive tones. However, most anti-smoking campaigns continue to focus on negative health effects of tobacco use, which have been shown to be ineffective in deterring youth from initiating smoking. Hence, after the tobacco-free generation concept was published in 2010, we started creating positively toned education materials to expand the TFG ideology among youths. Our paper describes the rationale and processes of the content production, the education programs we have created, as well as youth responses to these education. Local tobacco-free generation competitions were organized in 2013 and 2014, where videos were produced under the mentoring of medical students in 2013 and produced without mentoring over 3 months in 2014. As the TFG social movement gained international interest, youth from Philippines and South Africa also came on board to produce videos from 2016 to 2019 under the guidance of medical doctors from the TFG team. These videos were contextualized to local culture, history, and languages, and video themes were analyzed against the World Health Organization's core components of tobacco prevention education using qualitative data analysis software and Vivo. A key feature of our school program is based on WHO's concept of replacement smokers, who are youth targeted by tobacco companies to replace smokers who quit or die young from smoking or smoking-related diseases. Understanding this concept supplements the important life skills needed to resist negative peer pressure. As an outcome measure of our education model, we conducted cross-sectional studies on students who attended these school programs. A total of 1,201 students aged 8 to 19 years old from 13 elementary and secondary schools participated in a survey on the tobacco-free generation content that was presented. Over the years, a total of 34 videos were produced, and a thematic analysis of the videos in comparison with the WHO criteria for good tobacco prevention education demonstrated that more videos produced under mentoring showed positive themes. Most importantly, if you look at the table, for videos which are not mentored, none of them focused on good life skills which are needed for youth to resist negative peer pressure. In this slide, we also see that more videos produced under mentoring portrayed the tobacco-free generation concept accurately as compared to those who are not mentored. These videos call on their peers to become the tobacco-free generation by identifying the new generation's identity. The videos produced without mentoring also showed more negative attitudes towards smokers, such as being aggressive towards the smokers and discriminating them. This is the results of students' responses to the survey that we asked at the end of our school session. As you can see from the top bar, a clear majority of 90% supported the tobacco-free generation concept, which was to prevent tobacco products from being made available to individuals born after a specified birth year. Additionally, 96% of students were convinced that smoking is harmful to one's health, and 97% were determined not to become a replacement smoker. Experts have suggested that effective endgame strategy adoption could occur when there is wide public understanding and support. We have shown that 90% of our students support the tobacco-free generation concept, which was introduced through precise video messaging and authentic delivery by youths to their peers. This is significantly higher than previous papers in Singapore in 2010, where 70% supported, and in Tasmania in 2016, when 75% adults and 68% youths support tobacco-free generation. These surveys were conducted based on the TFG ideology without prior education on the concept itself. While a high proportion of 96.5% youths were convinced that smoking is harmful, in our survey, we saw that a higher proportion of 97% youths were determined not to become a replacement smoker. This demonstrates how this new sub-theme is more harmonizing with the use as compared to negative effects of tobacco use. Teaching on smoking-related deaths and diseases have been reported to cause wear-out effects on youth due to the negative tones and cause a boomerang effect, causing these youths to be curious and try out smoking. In our paper, we also demonstrated that social media allow the youth to take ownership of their future and that of their own peers. This is our form of open source collaboration with new power to co-create content, as described in the 2014 Harvard Business Review issue. We have demonstrated that with appropriate guidance, youths can deliver powerful messages with positive tones in their videos. These videos form the core material, allowing reproducibility, sustainability, and scalability globally. With youths presenting their own videos and advocating for the tobacco-free generation, they become the genuine spokesperson of this social movement, which their peers look up to. The effectiveness of our videos produced by youths in delivering the tobacco-free generation message corroborates with research showing that peer education is a promising intervention in changing behaviors. In summary, the tobacco-free generation concept is well aligned with the WHO's criteria for good tobacco prevention education content. The tobacco-free generation social movement reimagines a new educational approach for a non-antagonistic tobacco endgame strategy. We have shown that with proper mentoring, it is essential with proper mentoring to produce better tobacco prevention education, and achieving zero smoking incidents in future generations is now possible. I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.